Hello my loves, how are you? I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining me in this reading today. I'm going to be exploring what is blocking you from manifesting. I find these readings really interesting and insightful, and sometimes they can pull up some stuff that was quite unconscious for us. So I'm really excited to hear what you think about this one. As usual, I have some crystals to help you pick a pile. So we have 4 today. We have Red Jasper, Smokey Quartz, Howlite and Black Onyx. Now, as I always say, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and then open your eyes, and whichever you're immediately drawn to, that is the pile for you. I'm going to get going and go straight into these, so find your timestamp below once you've picked your pile, pause the video if you need to, and I will see you there. Hello Red Jasper group, how are you all? I'm really excited to do this one, this Manifesting Blocks challenge. And the first card I'm going to pull for you is a crystal card. These tend to give advice or just a guide towards a general area that you might be blocking. So here we go. Okay, so you have Lapis Lazuli, make a decision. So the block to what you're manifesting is you might be a bit of a manic manifester, so you might be trying to manifest lots of different things at once and you haven't clearly made a decision. And the thing about manifesting is you really need to get clear on what you want and send that message out to the universe and then almost act as if it's already happened. Sometimes this can be quite hard because we might not see results on it, so we then go, okay, well that hasn't worked, I'll try something else. And the message I'm getting for you is you need to make a decision on what it is you want to manifest. Multiple messages only block each other, so you really need to sort of hone in on what specifically it is and make a decision and stick to it. Maybe you don't know, maybe you do need to do some sort of journaling or inner work to figure out what it is exactly that you want to manifest. If you haven't got a vision board or a dream board, I'm actually looking at mine as I say this, get one. They are incredibly powerful for figuring out what it is you want. I really like to include quotes on mine, pictures of how I want to feel, places I want to go, but just sort of an energy really of kind of how you want to feel. That I find really helps me making decisions, but just the process of building a vision board can be incredibly powerful. So now I'm going to pull some tarot cards to look into this block a little bit in a bit more detail. I'm going to look at your past, present and future. So I'm going to pull 3 cards to help look at how these blocks might be influencing you over time. Okay, right. So in your past position, you have the World in reverse, which indicates that you are near the end of a cycle, or you've tried to manifest something but it hasn't shown up yet. And this is exactly the message I had before for you, really, that you're kind of blocking your own results by trying to manifest multiple things. So in your past you might not have seen the results of something you wanted to manifest simply because you stopped it from happening because you hadn't decided. You gave the universe mixed messages and it said, okay, they don't want this anymore, so they took it away from you. Your present card is the Star, which is very interesting because the Star is a card of intuition and real sort of spiritual guidance. So I think you're in a place, you've sought out this reading for one, you're in a place where you are listening to external forces, you're listening to the universe, you're listening to spirit guides, and you're really tapping back into your intuition. And then your future position is the 7 of Cups. Make a decision. You're incredibly indecisive. And this is in your future position as well. So I think this might be something, your intuition might actually be guiding you towards a certain thing and you might be ignoring it, or you just don't know what you want. And that's fine. Sometimes we don't know what we want, but you're getting a very, very strong message of please make a decision. You know what the right decision is. You need to action this decision. You need to act like you already have it. Obviously, this is a general reading, but there is a really strong sense that you already know what it is you want. You just haven't committed yourself to it yet. I'm going to pull a few more tarot cards and see what those say to expand on these a bit more. Okay, so on the World, you have the 5 of Cups. Now, this is exactly what I was saying, that you only saw what you didn't have and you were neglecting this cup's still standing, right? You didn't wait long enough. You didn't focus your attention in the right way. And I wonder if this is a message that your vibration was off. So if we are trying to manifest something, we have to be in a place of pure positivity and joy and just connected to a sense of spirituality that actually the star envisages. So maybe you're in this process of trying to connect to, when you connect to it, this beautiful spiritual joy. I've actually had some success connecting to this and manifesting things for me. And I know how hard it is to get into that frame of mind. So in your past, you probably blocked something, or this thing still can happen. If you raise your vibration, you might get like a surprise. Oh, look, it did come. I watched this reading with Pabby and suddenly I've got this thing. And then you have the Ace of Wands on the star, which is what I think might happen, is something you thought you tried to manifest and it didn't work is still being manifested. And you're going to see results once you connect to that peace of spirit, of that pure white light. Once you sort of get into a zone of real peacefulness and joy and elevate your energy. And a lot of people talking about the law of attraction and manifestation talk about this, but they don't say how to do it. So my top tips are music and dancing. You can't stay in a negative vibration if you're listening to music that makes you feel unbelievably happy. And you also can't if you're dancing to that music. There's something very powerful about almost, not literally closing your eyes because you might hurt yourself, so please don't do that, but just dancing around, ignoring everything around you and just dancing and singing and be free to this song. So create a playlist on Spotify, I'm being told, of songs that make you happy and dance around your house, room, garden, or just even if you're in the car, just experience the joy of that music. And I think once you reconnect with that happiness, you might become clearer on what you want. So it's easy when we're in a bit of a negative mindset to focus on, I haven't got enough money, or my job sucks because of this, or I don't have this. Whereas actually you need to be in a mindset of being grateful for what you do have. And once you're in that mindset of literally write a list of what you're grateful for, because once you're thinking about that, you kind of can think about what actually is important to you. Because really, if you ask the wealthiest people in the world, they say money doesn't make you happy, it just gives you choices. So if you had all the money in the world, what would make you happy is the question that you need to be answering to focus on your decision. And if you elevate your energy to this really joyful, positive place that the star comes from, and you're really connected, you are going to get news. You're going to get newness. What you're manifesting is going to come, and it will probably come in the form of an offer of something, new love, new job, newness. There's a sense of real lovely newness. You're going to get what you manifested if you connect and if you make a decision. And this is in the future position. So the Seven of Cups, you've got the Tower, but the Tower is reversed. So the Tower event has already happened, but the thing that will block you in the future from making decisions is fixating on things that didn't work well in the past, things that traumatized you in the past. And I think you really need some of this sort of energy elevation in your back pocket. So you need these skills not only now, but you need them in the future when you kind of might get carried away with life again and your energy might be fixated on this thing that happened in the past. You need to go, right, Pabby said, I need to get my playlist on, I need to dance around the house. And you need to have those tools for when you are trying to make a decision in the future for what you want, because you're going to have to make a decision in the future because what you previously decided you wanted is going to come for you. So then you've kind of got a blank slate, right? You're open. It's very exciting, but try not to fixate on hurts in the past while you're making decisions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a Starseed Oracle card and see if there's any more messages for you about this. Okay, so you've got Earthed, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. This is exactly that spiritual element. So when we are spiritually connected as we are in this realm, if you're interested in tarot videos, you can sometimes feel like you don't belong, like being human is annoying. And manifesting as a human is one of the gifts, but it's also a curse. So our spirit isn't used to having to wait. It isn't used to having the human side, our human brain, get in the way of making things happen. So this is about connecting with the non-human sides of you, but learning how to use both your spiritual intuition and this energy elevation. It's basically you need some skills to elevate yourself spiritually to be able to manifest and learn how to use this human ability, because once you get it, once you know how it works, you really do have choice of everything. And this is such a sweet card, because it's like, it's particularly personally at the moment, this resonates really strongly, that when you're working in the spiritual field, you do feel different, you do feel frustrated, you do feel misunderstood sometimes, which is why communities like we've got on YouTube are so powerful. But yes, you do have to learn how to do this manifestation process a bit better, how to elevate your energy, but also how to be specific about what it is you want. I would highly recommend Rhonda Byrne's book, The Magic. That is a really helpful, it's like a kind of workbook. It guides you through some days, what tasks to do each day to be manifesting in the right direction. So I highly recommend that if you're trying to get clear on what you want to manifest. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I don't have any other messages for you, but I'd be so grateful if you could subscribe. It's so wonderful seeing how popular my channel has become, and I'm so grateful for all of you that already have subscribed. Also comment on whether this resonated and what you would like to hear me read about next. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful day, week, month and year. Goodbye. Hello Smokey Quartz group, I hope you're okay today. I'm really excited to talk to you about your manifestation blocks. So this reading might be quite short. They don't tend to give me too much information around this, but it can be really useful information for you. So I'm going to pull a crystal card first. I find these really helpful to guide, particularly where blocks might be. Okay, so you have Tiger's Eye, overcome your fears. So your fears will be blocking your ability to manifest right now. And this could be because I spoke about this in the previous reading, but it could be that your energy isn't at the right level. If you're focused on what you're scared of, you are going to be in a lower energy vibration. But I get a really strong message that your fears are paralyzing you to even try. Like, I wonder if you're a bit scared of the whole process. You're a bit scared of manifesting the wrong things, about all these. You might have been kind of absorbing lots of information on manifestation and the law of attraction, and there's lots of messages about things like, don't do this because you'll manifest bad things. So I wonder if you're not manifesting anything because you're scared of getting it wrong. There's a real sense of like hesitancy with this card. And I think the message that there is you need to overcome your fears, because you will be manifesting without realizing it. And it's better to be intentional with these things, isn't it? It's better to at least try. Even if you manifest something that's not necessarily what you wanted, at least you kind of learn how to do it. You learn how the process works. I'm also getting a really strong message that Tiger's Eye is a really good, I don't normally do this, but Tiger's Eye is a really good crystal for you. If you haven't already got some, it might really help you overcome these fears. Usually the crystal cards don't give me that message, but I'm getting that for you. So what else I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 tarot cards, your past, present and future, to see how this manifestation blocking has been working in your lives and if there's any messages for you. Okay, so I pulled 3 cards for you. So in the past there was 9 of Pentacles. So this shows to me and gives me a message that you're doing okay in life. Like, you're relatively stable, you've worked hard, you've seen some output, and you're quite proud of yourself. So there's almost an element of exactly what I was saying, you're scared of manifesting the wrong thing, or what to manifest next, or what might be coming. There could also be an element of you're fearful of, actually, if you do the work and figure out what you want and try and manifest it, you might actually have to do some really deep soul searching. You might, what you truly want to manifest and what's coming up for you might not actually be what you thought you wanted, and that's quite difficult. So you might be experiencing that a little bit. And the 6 of Cups gives me that message as well. It's in reverse, and this can indicate like you're too focused on the past and nostalgia. You're too focused on maybe what you could have been, maybe this sort of Nine of Pentacles stability you've built, you're wishing you could go back to the beginning of that. You almost don't want to move on to the next thing. You're quite blocked with thoughts of being a child and fears of growing older, your fears of moving on, of progressing. There's a real block around progression for you, and I'm not entirely sure why. Hopefully I'll find some clarity. But in your future, this is the Fears card. This is the Eight of Swords, and this is saying that you really are, your fears really will block what you're manifesting if you don't deal with them. But in the Lightseer deck, it's all about thoughts. It's all about your thoughts are paralyzing you, and your fears are paralyzing you from manifesting your dreams. And yeah, there's a really strange feeling of kind of nostalgia in a negative way. You don't want to move on from something is a very strong message I'm getting. And also two other cards came out of the deck for you in the future position, which I didn't ask for. You've got the Three of Cups and the Ten of Cups, and these are so strongly saying, come on, you've got to get out of your own way, because you are going to have such a wonderful life. You're going to manifest deep friendships, and you're going to manifest love, this sort of beautiful love card. And this is my favourite card in the whole deck, the Ten of Cups. It's just such a happy family love card that if you do manage to overcome your fears and get out of your own way, you can manifest these connections that you're desperately looking for. Yeah, that's a really lovely message. I think it is just, there's also when we're dealing with our fears, we almost think they're truth, if that makes sense. Like sometimes our fears, we can feel like, I can't do that because of this. That is actually could be rooted in fear, that there are ways around things, but actually they are quite rooted in, deep down we're really scared, so we've labelled something as impossible when it's not. And these cards are telling you could have what you dreamed of, in particular emotional connection to people and that sort of happy families love vibe, that actually if you are scared of past relationships, if you're scared of or fearful of going through something you went through in your past, that can actually limit you hugely. But this is saying you can get over that. You really can. Bless you. I get this fear. And the Nine of Pentacles is a very independent card, so there's almost a sense of you're scared of giving up your independence. So I feel like this could be your blocking manifestation of love or connection or friendship. I feel like that's very much what this is saying. But I'm going to pull some clarifiers on this for you. Yep, so you've got Strength in reverse. So whatever you were building independently, whatever sort of success you had has depleted you. So it's in reverse. So you're feeling a bit depleted. You're not feeling very strong, and you probably just need to rest. There's a sense of being exhausted, and no wonder you've got to overcome your fears if you're exhausted. That's quite a difficult thing to do if you are focusing on success and something else. It takes a lot of strength to do that work, to overcome your fears. But you've got the Fool over the Six of Cups, which shows that you really are heading for a brand new journey of manifesting what you want, and you are blocking it by fixating on the past. You need to kind of embrace newness. You really do. Like, there's nothing to be afraid of about the new stuff. Like, your past will always be there. What you've built will always be there. This is a kind of emulate the Fool. Like, they're so happy. They're looking up to the sun. The sun is shining. They're just overjoyed about starting on this new journey. And you need to emulate that energy, and try and not let your fears hold you back. And then you've got the King of Swords over the Eight of Swords. And the King of Swords is a real energy of being intellectual and reasoning. So this screams to me that it's kind of like CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, that if you are experiencing irrational anxiety and fear, this is a treatment that helps you deconstruct those thought patterns you have. So you sort of start questioning, like, what's the worst thing that could happen if XYZ happens? And you kind of probe, realistically what would happen, what's the outcome if you did it, if you didn't do it. And you kind of, I feel like this is a really strong message of needing to be intellectual about your fears. You need to sit down and be rational and not emotional and sort of deconstruct it. If you are struggling with these sorts of anxiety and fears, I would highly recommend CBT. It's a really great therapy for that type of thing. Yes, I think it's okay to be fearful and anxious, but there are ways of overcoming this. And if you lean into them and you do the work to try and rationalise your fears about what you want to manifest, then the door is open. Joy is yours, is kind of what I want to say. I'm going to pull a Starseed Oracle card for you now to see if there's any more advice. So you've got empathetic starseed, energy sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Right. So these fears might have come from other people. So these ideas of things you should be scared of that are holding you back from this new journey on your manifestation, they could be coming from other people. You could be absorbing everybody else's energy, which is why you've got the King of Swords there, because you need to sit down and go, right, which of these fears are actually mine? Why am I fearful of them? Like, do that inner work, maybe with a therapist. But also you need to go, okay, who has made me scared of this? Who has told me that this XYZ thing is scary? Who has told me I can't do XYZ? And unpick that, because bless you, you're an empathetic soul. You are vulnerable to other people's energy, and it's a beautiful gift you have, but it can be really hard to disentangle what's yours and what's other people's. Yeah, this is a really, really positive one for you guys. And fears, it's a tough journey to go on, but you're almost there. You've done a lot of the hard work already to overcome them. I hope you've enjoyed this reading today. If you have, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe. I love that we're building a community here, and I'd really like to hear from you if it has resonated, so please comment as well. I hope you have a wonderful day, week, month and year. Goodbye. Hello Howlite group, I hope you're doing okay. It's very warm where I am today, so excuse me if I drink water through the middle of this. I'll try and edit that out so you don't have to hear me gulping. This is a reading about what you're blocking with your manifestation, and I'm going to pull a crystal card for you to get a rough idea of what it actually is that you're blocking. So you have selenite, clear the clutter. Oh boy, does that relate to me too. So I think this is saying that your mind is very cluttered right now. You are thinking about lots of different things, but also your space could be very cluttered, and this is blocking you. So you need to maybe do a bit of a throwing away, a clear out, a spring clean, as it were, of your mind, of your space, of your heart. I think you need to think about what serves its purpose. I've got that Marie Kondo phrase in my head, does it bring you joy? And if it doesn't bring you joy, throw it away. I mean, that's extreme, that's like minimalism, isn't it? That's kind of taken off. But there really is something in stripping away what no longer serves you, what is cluttering up your head and your heart, but also your physical space. If your physical space is cluttered, it can be quite frustrating, and also it's quite distracting. So if you're trying to manifest something specific and there's just all this stuff that reminds you of other things around you, you might not be on the right frequency or sending out the right message to manifest. I'm getting another vision board message for you guys, but I feel like your vision board might be cluttered, is what I'm getting. Is don't try and manifest too much, or focus on a feeling rather than specific things. So manifesting a feeling sometimes is easier and better for us than manifesting a new car, a new house, a new job, because we don't know what serves our highest good. Our spirit and the universe knows what is for our highest good, and we sometimes need to be a bit passive. So maybe switch off a fixation on material things and focus on your emotions. And what I mean by that is, how will you feel when you have everything you ever wanted. How do you want to feel day to day? Do you want to feel well rested? Do you want to feel healthy? Do you want to feel joy? Do you want to feel love? Do you want to feel compassion? Focus on those feelings rather than stuff. There's a real sense of clearing the clutter of you can manifest a new car if you want, but is it going to make you happy? No. Clear the clutter, get clear on what it is you want. I'm going to pull some tarot cards for you. I'm going to pull a past, present and future card and see what they have to say. You've got the Emperor in reverse. So in the past, you probably were trying to be an entrepreneur, you were trying to lead, but it maybe wasn't quite working or not serving you. So maybe you were sort of this divine masculine energy. You did embody this sort of really successful person, this leader, but actually you didn't want it. Like it didn't. I think that may be where clear the clutter comes from, is that you did manifest what you wanted, but you were like, oh, this isn't actually making me happy. This isn't serving me. Then the Two of Swords is you are feeling constricted mentally. You've kind of got two choices. You're just not sure what you want. But the key thing about this card is about choices is that you have put the blindfold on yourself. The crows around your head, you have summoned them. You can take the blindfold off, you can make a decision, you can make the crows go away, but you're kind of really, there's probably two things you're just really not sure about, and that's causing you to kind of block what it is you want. If you're manifesting one thing and then you suddenly come in and manifest another, this is similar to a previous message, but if you manifest another thing at the same time as trying to manifest something completely different, the universe is going to get confused and you're not going to get either. So there is a sense of maybe you're blocking it intentionally because you don't know what you want. This sort of success you had or have isn't serving you, but you're kind of still stuck a little bit in thinking that you want it, if that makes sense. And then in the future position, you've got the Two of Cups, which is really romantic love and joy and companionship. So in your future, if you manage to clear the clutter in your mind and focus on what you want, you can manifest love. In particular, you're actually going to manifest some connections with people. If this is sort of you're trying to manifest career and money, you're going to manifest some sort of divine connection which is going to guide you towards what you want. There's definitely a union. It could be a union in yourself. It could be a union between the two things you want. You can actually have both if you are creative and think about how they might work together. It's not necessarily an either or. You're currently in very much either or thinking it's a double-edged sword, because if I get this, I'll lose this. This message in the future is saying, actually, you can have both. They can both intertwine and work perfectly. And that could be the same for a relationship as well. You might not be able to think you can have a relationship if you're hustling and this hard and this successful, but actually this is a message of, yes, you can manifest a relationship that works perfectly for somebody who's busy and successful. I'm going to draw some more tarot cards to clarify these a little bit more. So you have the Ten of Wands on the Emperor. Yeah, you've been hustling really hard to be this successful. And I think you're a bit sick of it. You're a bit done with this hustling. And I think you may have manifested this sort of life of success, of leadership. And actually now you're like, this is a lot of work. This is not what I want. You want a bit more balance. And then the Wheel of Fortune's coming along and saying that at the moment, the universe is manifesting whether you like it or not. This is such a strong message of you are torn between two things, so it's manifesting both in a way that is unsustainable for you. You need to clear the clutter. You need to get clear on what it is you want. Don't worry about the details of manifesting is one of the things that I need to tell you, is don't worry about how actually they will work together. The universe will sort that, but just imagine your life being perfect and the feelings that you want from your life, and the universe has got it. The Wheel of Fortune spins whether we like it or not, but it's upright, so this is spinning in the positive direction, which comes from the Two of Cups. And you also have the Page of Wands on the Two of Cups, which is an opportunity. It's a new exciting opportunity to pursue passion. So this could be love, it could be a new passion at work, it could be, this is just about integrating passion into your life. Oh, that's really nice that you're kind of if you clear the clutter, this is a relatively simple block actually. If you get clear in your head what you want to manifest, you are going to get this new opportunity and you're going to have this beautifully intertwined life and relationship. Okay, so I'm going to pull a Starseed Oracle card for you and see if there's any more messages. This has been quite a short one, but yeah. Clear the clutter, get clear on what you want, because the universe is manifesting regardless of whether you realise it or not, or want it to. Yes. So you have got jump in, Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. Yes, I love this. The Wheel of Fortune is going to spin and you're going to get this opportunity, and you need to jump right in. This is one's energy, it's fiery. You're kind of at the end of your Emperor path. You're a little bit worried at the moment, you're a little bit cluttered in your head, but once you've released that clutter, yes, say yes to change, say yes to newness, say yes. You've also got two twos in this reading, so if you're into numerology, look that up, because that could be a sign for you. Thank you so much for joining me here today for this manifestation blockage reading. I'm so happy that you decided to watch this. If you really did like it and it resonated, please comment. I'd love to hear from you, but also I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe so you're updated when I have a new video. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, week, month and year. Goodbye. Hello Black Onyx group, how are you all? I'm really excited to do this reading for you. They've been fascinating so far. This is a reading about what is blocking you manifesting. So I'm going to pull a crystal card. I find these really helpful in initially showing where blockages are. So I'll pull that for you now. Okay, so you have Bloodstone, get up, get moving. And I have a real fidgety energy about me in this reading. So that makes absolute sense. So there's obviously something you're not doing. You're not doing enough to manifest. You need to be more active, and I get a really strong message of you've had all of these messages and all of these signs or opportunities that you need to take, and you're not taking them. So manifesting is not a passive thing, right? If you try to manifest a new job or a new income stream or a new person, you can't just lay on your bed and go, oh, nothing's coming, when you've actually maybe had something show up on social media that's a job advert, or you said you were going to go on a blind date with a friend and then you cancel. You have to actually take action towards things, and the universe will be giving you these opportunities and you have to take that action. And Jack Canfield in The Secret, if you haven't seen The Secret, watch it, it's great. But he says about his book Chicken Soup for the Soul that he was trying to manifest how to make $1 million, and he saw a National Enquirer and thought, oh, I'd like to, if I could get my book into the National Enquirer, I'd sell lots. And then someone came up to him after a talk and said, I'm from the National Enquirer, let's meet, I'd love to do an interview with you. If he'd have said no, or I'll think about it, oh, I'm too busy, he wouldn't have made $1 million from his book. And this is such a good example of exactly what this card means. You need to get up, you need to get moving, and you need to start saying yes to these things that are coming in your life. That's your blog, is that you can't just be passive and expect a new car to show up, a new opportunity. You have to say yes to things that maybe make you uncomfortable. But get up, get moving, and start saying yes. I'm going to pull some tarot cards for you as well. I'm going to pull a past, present, and future card. And that will help me see where on this journey of manifesting you are at. So I know I'm a tarot reader, I shouldn't get creeped out when it happens, but this is exactly what I just said. So the Four of Pentacles, you are hoarding, you're sat with your purse and all of the things you've already built, and you're not venturing into the new village. This is the imagery on this card. You are sat, you're not doing anything, you're not taking opportunities, and you have previously been doing this. And then you've got the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So at the moment, you're being given an opportunity, maybe an idea. Maybe there's a brand new idea that's come into your head, but you're not acting on it. Why aren't you acting on it? Black Onyx group. You need to get moving on this idea. This is a real sign that whatever this is going to help you manifest what you want. Your message is not about what you're manifesting. You're pretty clear on that. This is about taking the steps for it to happen. And in the future, you're going to get a real opportunity. So the Ace of Wands is much more of an ideas, of a passion card. So it's a kind of newness. It's a gift of an idea. Whereas the Ace of Pentacles is a gift of a new job, a new opportunity. It's a very tangible earthly card. So if you get this idea, so maybe you've had an idea for a new career, you've had an idea for a new way of meeting somebody if you want to date them, you've had an idea of a new sort of, I don't know, a business, or there's a new idea that's coming to you that you need to get up and get moving and act on. And if you do that, you're going to get a material opportunity based on this idea. It's very clear. You just need to start saying yes and taking these opportunities, and stop sitting in this kind of, it might be motivated by fear like the last group, but I feel like you're just being passive. And maybe that comes from not having success manifesting in the past. Maybe you're just a bit tired, but come on, you really, really, really have to get moving with these new things. You've got 2 aces here. This is really significantly like a kick up the behind to sort of start acting on your ideas and start saying yes to opportunities. I am going to clarify these a little bit more and see what else they say, but this is a pretty clear-cut message. Yep, again, this is a bit creepy, but the 8 of Swords, you are holding yourself back. So the 8 of Swords, the woman is bound, her eyes are bound, her arms are bound, and she is blocked from walking through the swords. But if you look very closely, her feet are free. She could literally just walk through the swords. And this is exactly where you are. I think you maybe feel like you can't. There's something holding you back from acting. And I'm here to give you a bit of a tough love message and say the only block to this is you. Yes, it might be hard. I'm not saying it's not difficult to do, but you can walk yourself out of those swords. You can walk towards an opportunity. And you've got the Knight of Swords on the Ace of Wands. Move quickly. Like the Knight of Swords is like, sometimes it can be a warning against impulsivity, but this is not that. This is, come on, like speed. You need some speed in your life. You need to start saying yes and get things moving for your manifestation journey. It could even be you've had an idea to make a dream board. Do it today. Literally, do it today. That's a really strong message of you've been waiting, you've been procrastinating on things, but if you have an idea to do something towards manifesting your dreams, do it today. Do it yesterday is the message. And then in the future, you've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse on the Ace of Pentacles. So this opportunity could result in you having everything you dreamed of. The Queen of Pentacles is a really lovely kind of Mother Nature, a bit like the Empress, but a bit more grounded. So you can create everything you ever wanted and have it all. You can be very motherly, you can be kind, you can embody this beautiful energy, this kind of motherly Mother Nature energy, whilst living in a mansion with a Ferrari, a beautiful partner and loads of kids. You can have it all, but it's in reverse because you have to get moving. You have to say yes to this opportunity. This is why the Queen is blocked, because you aren't acting on this idea you have right now. So this ace might not come. So whatever it is, you need to get moving on it. This is I feel like I'm having to give some tough love to this group. I'm going to pull a Starseed Oracle card for you as well. That will help, I think. Right, so with all the tough love, you've got water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. So while you're saying yes, while you're having this really strong message of get moving, please don't neglect your health. Your health is the most important thing. Your body is what you need. And it could be that you've had this idea that you need to get up and get moving on working on yourself. It could be starting a new workout routine, a new diet, a new meditation routine. You could need a therapist. You could yeah, there's definitely a sense of the idea could be that you need to work on yourself, you need to care for yourself, and you need to do it quickly. Maybe you're burning out, maybe you're struggling, but yes, this is a really strong message of moving quickly towards looking after yourself. It's really strange, but yeah, you need to sort of quickly rest, maybe take some time off work, take a vacation, and this will help you with that idea formation. It will help you with your manifesting. The key is your body is your temple. We only have one. We need to look after ourselves. And that's our mental, spiritual, physical and emotional health. Thank you so much. I don't have any more messages for you. Sorry if that was a bit tough love, but I'd love to hear what you think of this reading, so comment below. Also, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. It'll update you when I have a new reading for you. As always, I hope you have a lovely day, week, month and year. Goodbye.